MotoGP leaves the Circuit de Jerez Incognito and moves up to France. We're at the Bugatti circuit at Le Mans for round 5 of the 2024 season. Welcome to one of the greatest circuits legendary known around the world, and what it gives us always a very entertaining MotoGP session. The green light is on. We are underway for all of the action here for free practice no longer. This is practice, a crucial 60-minute session that will decide the running order for Q1 and Q2 of this weekend's French Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome. Right, immediately, let's get down to business, shall we? Soft tyres at the rear, mediums at the front for several riders, a few of them just changing over a few more bits to make sure everything's okay, but that's kind of what we were expecting to see. No one really surprising us out here in the comms box, so that's a little bit better, I would say, than what we had this morning. We're all set, the green lights are on, 60 minutes of run time. A few people going out there on hard compound tyres, so we'll keep an eye on that. So we just get the pit lane graphic operational and not completely messed up, which is the case sometimes, believe it or not. So I'm just trying to get everything else sorted into the same picture frame. There we go. I'll lock everything else off, because what we also have is the sector times that are available and tells us who's into Q1 and Q2, which apparently look all messed up. What is that, I wonder? Oh, there you go. You spend all your time working things out, and then nothing ever goes the way you originally planned it to. Right, give me a second. Right, what's going on? What is going on with the times? Honestly. Right, there we go. Trying to get everything else sorted. It's like, honestly, it's like trying to get windmills to spin in the right direction. Absolutely impossible to get the right ones working at the right time. They always think that one of them else is wrong. Okay, so let's get that there. And let's just see why then the times aren't fully working. Has anyone got the slightest idea what's going on? Right, battle screen. I'll work this out.
Do you know what? Jack wasn't his normal self when I spoke to him yesterday in the paddock, just slightly off it. I think he knows. I think he understands that he's under pressure. It's not been the start to the year that he'd have wanted. He'd gone to great tracks for him, like Jerez, for example, and it's not worked out. However, here in Le Mans is another venue where it tends to go well for Jack over the years. He won here in Moto3 2014, and of course in MotoGP back in 2021 when he took back-to-back wins, if you remember, between Spain and here in France. And he was also on the podium here in 22 behind Daniele Bastianini, so he's got form around this venue.
Yeah, I remember in that Moto3 race from here, him and Efren Vasquez, where Vasquez would pass him up the straight, and Jack would outbrake him into turn 3 from the grandstand. Like, he'd be that far back and do a massive lunge. It was really entertaining. So yeah, I've got real fond memories of Jack racing around here. He's always been fast. Obviously, he had that very scary crash round the ridiculously fast turn 1, if you remember that, from 2015 or 16. I can't remember quite which year it was, but he was looking to get away with that one. So yeah, hey, let's hope Jack can have a positive round here and kickstart his season.
The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned, up towards the sharp end. In fact, both he and Binder need to find something. I remember Brad Binder did win the sprint race here 1 year ago, so you'd hope that they'd be in there. But it's Acosta who is topping the KTM stroke gas field. He was second quickest earlier. Binder was 8th, Miller was 11th.
So Marquez hit that museum then as good as I've seen anyone. You know, when he just got the line absolutely perfect. The bike was out of line, just the right amount. It's a tricky corner. It's where he crashed actually in the race last year, the museum corner, and it's a real late apex, but he's so strong around left-hand corners. It's another example of Mark's strength, isn't it?
Where you can see the higher curbs coming out of Shimano Berth. There's one also at Exting Garage there, and he was using all that curb. And you were saying, Silva, from your time at the 24-hour race here just, what was it, 3 weeks ago now?
Yep.
You were saying that you have to, or not relearn the track, but just take advantage of it to get the best lap time.
Yep, and that's what we're going to be seeing is the key factor here as we've managed to fix the timing screens. So now we're seeing who's going into the top 10 and who isn't. Digi is through at the moment. Lap time cancelled for the 72 for track limits, but the lap times are coming thick and fast. Marc Marquez, 131.665. Acosta, D'Antonio, Martin, Augusto Fernandez, Mir, Morbidelli, Nakagami, Miller. Oliveira's just jumped up the order as well with faster sector times as well. And they are becoming quicker and quicker as now we open up the speed traps. Here goes Martin, goes second across the line, 131.702. Much faster lap time for him to come and play with. Digi's looking quick as well, as we're seeing several other lap times come through. Martin just on the edge of things through the forward chicane and down towards the Castellet. And now that's through Garage View for Marc Marquez. He's on a 131.665. Could have won the race a couple of years ago. Wonder where he could be going from now on. As we take a look at Marc, that's a slightly sliding. Just on the cusp, isn't it? It's almost close, half close. And really just turned it in quite nicely as well. So well done, Marc. Marc on still top. Alex Marquez goes up the order. Digi to the top. Wow. And now Pietro Acosta goes fastest. 131.475. D'Antonio 131.575. Pizzecchi 131.592. He goes up from 18th to 3rd across the line. Remarkable times coming through here. No time from Bastianini just yet, but he is coming across the line now. So he's on the Delta times in sector 4. So he will be across the line next. Binder goes 7th. Bagnaia goes 9th. Where does and look at Acosta already 2 turns up in that first sector. Where did Bastianini go? 19th. 132.669. Acosta's 2 tenths up in the second sector. Red sector times on the mark. So he knows which way the bread is buttered as he'll continue to fly through. Push hard. Acosta 2 tenths up as they come down towards the S-Blues chicane. Hugs that inside line. Digi's up as well, 0.121 of a second. Lap time cancelled for a shortcut, so he's coming into the pit lane. Acosta might ride on. He's up 2 in that middle sector. Someone's down! Someone's down! Is it? It's one of the Marquezes. It's a Grassini. It's Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez has come off at Recruitment, the last corner. Marquez down on the deck. Now that's on the entry to turn 13 as Acosta goes, well, 10th down. He would have lost it anyway due to yellow flags, but Marc going down. Definitely an instance there of, well, the bike's destroyed as well, actually. He's pushed it back, so Marc's have to get bike 2. Let's see how it happened. Oh, so it's mid-corner through 12, and the front's going to buckle away from him, and he's ended up on the gravel on the outside. That time cancelled for the 31, the 43, the 72, due to yellow flags, and the 37, and the 36. The 41's of Aleix Spargo's done a shortcut, 21 and 5 as well. The lap time's being cancelled for that. That official information graphic really is in the wrong place now. We can't tell where it is when it is. It's really annoying. Oh, it's just getting twitchy. Let's have a quick look at the world standings, see if there's a difference that we need to see. No, all good. Marc is going to get pushed back into the garage. Kind of makes sense, to be fair. Might get a little bit of lap time delta back for the following suit. Track temperature 38 degrees Celsius, air temperature 26 Celsius. Only 1 km/h wind speed. Marc's made it back to the pit lane. So he'll get that bike repaired. Marshall's now pushing him down. The drone shot's helping us here as we fly under the podium. Hard tyres for Maverick Vinales in the front there. And lap time cancelled for the 21 due to exceeding a shortcut. Franco Morbidelli. If you're just joining us, crash from Marc Marquez at turn 12. The Spaniard lost the front end of his caddy going through the left-hander. That is the truth. So 50 minutes to go. We're 10 minutes down and already Marc's thrown away the front end. He is currently inside the top 10 in 8th position. 131.665. And Air Bashini's 2.5 seconds down, despite being fastest in the first and second sector. Ends at 3 seconds down. As Marc comes into the garage. Yeah, not a great look there, unfortunately, for Marc Marquez. Hopefully he'll be okay. Looks to be okay, just front end dropped. Don't want Marc crashing out of the race on Sunday. That's Saturday for sprint race, actually. He's a top tip to win this one. So is Pedro Acosta, actually. Helmet's off. Run 1 for Marc is done. Wants to save that bike 2 for another run, and then they can repair bike 1 in the same time frame and try and get him back out there on the circuit. Aleix Espargaro coming up now as well. He's done a one. He's up actually, sectors 1 and sectors 2. Bagnaia is 10 thousandths off the pace, so he's on the rim of being numero uno. And Aleix is backed out of the lap time, I think. Is he boxed? Yes. No. Where is Aleix? Doesn't improve. Aleix boxes. Yeah, he did box. Vinales still top. Here comes Bagnaia. Cross the line and does 131.425. So goes up into second position. Maverick's first sector is already faster. Hard front, soft rear. Hard front's done 7 laps. Rear has done 7 as well. Oh, and Bagnaia takes a shortcut through the Ford chicane, so he's not going to be doing it. That's the pit exit this weekend. Acosta 10th down at the moment. Vinales up by 0.021 of a second, so still got a bit of delta time. And now he's dropped it by 29 thousandths. So slightly more off the pace than we were expecting. Morbidelli, 21.005 in that first sector. No one else improving, as you can tell in the deltas. Maverick looking top as ever. I wonder if he has got this spirit to take things further this weekend. Like, has he got the opportunity to take a win? Won the sprint race, of course, in Portugal. Won the sprint and the Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. Aprilia just weren't there last time out at the Spanish Grand Prix, but have come into their own this weekend. Already seeming to be more accelerant, more paceful. So 131.501. Let's put him 10th down on the overall deltas. Just closing it together. So yeah, not too... Oh, a little bit of smoke there at the top of the hill. Coming down into Le Castellet. Might notice that some of these parts are named after all other race circuits as well. It's a wonderful Bugatti circuit, this. It's not great for Formula 1 or car racing, for bike racing. It really is something special here at Le Mans. They call it MotoGP's party. You think Mazzano or Mugello is anywhere near the level of this place? Absolutely not. The engines, Simon Patterson was saying on his Twitter, the engine's revving until 4 a.m, beer being thrown around everywhere. It's just an all-out party throughout the weekends. Vinales was up sectors 1 and 2. He's down by 3 thousandths in the next sector, so he's got a few deltas still to work on. Still, he'll be finding hard what he can do. As Vinales boots it at the last corner. Does he improve? No, it's a 1:31.391. 32 thousandths off his own fastest time at the moment, as you can see. We hit the deltas. Now, why is the pit thing going wrong? How's that happened? Oh, it'll sort itself out when we get to the race, I presume. Really confusing me. The timing screen's got a mind of their own this weekend. They're brand new as well. Oh, hello, big one. Brad Binder, second crash of the weekend. Turn 13. That's at Recruitment this time. So he's turning in from the right, goes to the left, and down he goes. Front buckles from underneath him. Up and walking away. Fans cheering in the background. That he is walking away. But yeah, right in front of the fans there as well, that Recruitment. Not what he needed to do. Can't understand why the front lost it, but from going down there, you'll be surprised how simple it is. Mark knows the pain as he puts his chest protector back on. And he's now getting ready to head back out onto the circuit once again, is Marc Marquez. See what he can do. He's got another Delta run to go with. A lot of action here. Some serious pace from Maverick Vinales. The Spaniard goes quickest. He does, yeah. Working hard or hardly working. What a disaster for Brad Binder following his late fall in FP1. The South African's gone down in 2:13. Yep. Lace from the blogs. And Binder, yeah, it was a fast first sector as well for Binder. You can see on the timing screen 20.844. Ooh, and Pedro Acosta at the S Blues running A on the curb, losing his lap time, and then B catching the grass. Exit of the S Blues chicane down to turn 12. So just a snap of the dirt there for Acosta. Not the usual thing we see from him, actually, is it? Usually he's quite on the line. Yeah, a bit concerning to see that. Let's run through the order then for everyone listening in on the radio. We're not just on Twitch live, we're also on the radio. People take our coverage as well across WSR, USRN. So it's Maverick Vinales. He's top, 1:31.359. Then it's Pecco Bagnaia second. Pedro Acosta's third. Brad Binder's fourth. Jorge Martins fifth. Fabio Di Giannantonio is sixth. Marco Bezzecchi is seventh. Aleix Espargaro is eighth. Marc Marquez is ninth. And Fabio Quartararo rounds out the top 10. And crucially, the top 10, that's going to take us into Q2's automatic promotion. Having to go through Q1 at the moment is Alex Marquez, along with Franco Morbidelli, Miguel Oliveira, Raul Fernandez, Andrea Bassini, Augusto Fernandez, Johan Zarco 17th, Mia 18th, Nakagami 19th, Miller 20th, Rins is 21st, and Marini is 22nd as well at the moment. Several of them coming down pit lane, and not all of them are out on the circuit at the moment, as you can tell on the data here. It's pit, I'm afraid, with the deltas not improving that much. Yeah, just taking a look at some screens. Wait, rather, why one of them is different and one of them isn't different? It's confusing me. I don't know if it's confusing you back home. Still half a timing screen and then pictures. That's it's not too bad, is it? Quite like. I wouldn't tell them this, but I quite like the layout that they've given us at the moment. Kinda works. It does actually. That's what's really annoying. It's a nice layout. Gives us time to breathe with our stuff. No really point of having a photo in the background at the moment. That's the only other thing. Might work for some other things. We're looking at that for next year, because the amount of data we have on screens now, having the background images seem a bit pointless. So we have like a stabilized background for the screens. It's easier than I don't know. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Depends on what the data is. Like for instance, if we press button 2, hello. See, look, there's a bit more of the screen available, a bit more of everything on the air. That's the second camera, but we're not sat down. this one. Hello. So, everyone in the pit lane bar Miller, Zarco, Mia, and Nakagami. Oh, and Rins. Sorry. Come on. Brad crashed out, remember, so he is in the pit lane. But, coming on the circuit, and here Bastianini. Zarco 2, already out there. Alex Marquez watching on, getting some data points. He is 11th at the moment, on the cusp of not going through. 131.948 is his fastest delta time. Miller goes 15th. 131.978, so improves slightly on his positioning. If we take a look at the sector times, as they open up, that's the only bit I like of the new timing screen. Being easily able to slot in the sectors and then what lap time they do at the end of it. That's quite cool. I like that. It's a fun little Easter egg. Means you don't have to go to the battle screen all the time. People who wanted sectors, we can have sectors. I'll be disappearing in a few moments to go start the IndyCar coverage on YouTube. Just as a heads up. Probably means I should open it up, shouldn't I? Brain not working, I'm not thinking. Still, it's nice actually having a bit more relaxed practice session. They're going to be taking you to the sprint race tomorrow, of course. That's going to be fun. We'll have Maddie Patterson with us as well for some of the qualifying action. I'm going to give her a text, say, have you got 5 minutes to talk in between the gaps? Should probably give her a message. Mia crossed the line, 19th at the moment. Goes 20th because Rins improves up to 19th with a 132.303. So a little bit of data adjustment going on. Fingers crossed it's not going to be too bad of a session actually, as I'm just team viewing everything as well, if you're wondering what I'm up to, so that we can have access to the map book so I can make sure that the YouTube streams are working. Marquez is coming back out on bike number 2, while bike number 1 gets some more TLC before that gets used later on in the session. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So it is a confusing one. Trust me, I don't even have a clue anymore why it does it half the time. It's the equivalent of changing your pair of shoes with changing bikes. Sometimes it's a better setup. The same setup could be completely different on 2 different bikes. That's what I know. It's a weird sort of anti-paralysis track, this one. The bike just locks up every now and then. Kids with 2 interesting cameras and ear defenders. Do enjoy some ear defenders. That's what we've got here. These are actually soundproofed. You can go out on the track with them. For those of you who didn't know. Not much happening in this session though. It's the first sort of stage break in the weekend. Apparently my team viewer isn't working, so that's great. Just so we're going to have to hope and pray for the next 30 odd seconds. Everything goes all right. Unless by pressing some magic buttons it works. One thing now, I might get some shoes on. The spin does crash again. Oh, okay, right. Not going to work to its own login. Cheeky. Okay, well, for the next 30 odd seconds, I'm going to leave you with the battle feed. I'm going to start everything else. Good luck.
What's left over of the aeros, we're going to still see the ground effect fairings. This is not banned, so we'll still see that. And the smaller wings in the front, yeah, that will make, I think, that will be a very small step.
I just wonder whether, because of all the bits that you've mentioned, whether the aero will be less effective, and because of the drag that they do have, if they haven't got as much power, there might be a reduction in them. That's obviously the aim, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll have, with the 850 engines, they probably they'll have a little bit less power available.
What do you reckon, about 250 will be at?
I think it'll be about.
And the fuel, that's going to have an effect.
And the fuel, the fuel.
And less fuel.
At the moment, the 100% sustainable fuel works. Like, for example, they use it in WEC, in the car racing, and it works really well. But the equivalent normal fuel, it's also more thirsty. It puts more consumption. So
it's I think my understanding was when they did it in the 24-hour race that usually they were an experimental team out there, and they say performance-wise about 3%.
Very similar
in terms of performance-wise, and as you say, they're thirsty.
But it's more thirsty, yeah. So I mean, it's obviously there's 2.5 years to go until, so maybe the fuel is going to make progress in that respect with efficiency. But at the moment, yes, we've got 2 litres less, and in the tank from 22 litres right now to 20 for those new rules, 27, and we've got that fuel that is making the bikes more thirsty. So they're going to have to have the bike. It's if it was now, they would have to have the bikes really, really lean to go at the end of the race, which is not great for the riders. It's not a nice feeling to have to ride with a very lean bike.
Bastianini takes the shortcut out of the Shimano S. And we go back on board with that stylish-looking Pedro Acosta. Through Museum Corner, down towards the garage there.
It'll certainly be good getting rid of all the ride-out devices.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't add anything to the show, does it? In fact, it takes a little bit away.
And again, its road use is zero.
No, there's no application for the road.
Apart from getting short people like myself onto big custom bikes.
I think there is some bikes have like a drop system, but that's with the suspension. I think it's nothing to do. It's like an electronic suspension. It's nothing to do with like these systems are. It's basically because it was a system that was born from reading in between the lines of the regulation. It has to be manually activated, and it is an hydraulic system. So a little bit like it's a rod basically that holds the rear linkage, and when you press the hydraulic lever, the rod stops holding it, and the bike basically collapses. So they control the rate of collapse with hydraulically basically, and also the rate it comes back up when they brake at the end of the straight. So yeah, I mean, there's no application at all for the road, but it does work. So this is why everybody's using it. I wish they could get rid of it right now.
I think a lot of people feel like that, but it's not going to happen.
We talked about it a little bit at lunch. I feel like we saw with the practice starts this morning. Who was it spun
Acosta.
up? Acosta spun up. And I've said it a few times. You feel like we're really close to having on a race day if the temperature's cool. Someone qualifying on the first 2 rows, spinning up and actually losing control of the bike, and it turned into a proper crash. So, yeah, it would be great if at some point all the manufacturers, well, I know they're never going to agree, but on the grounds of safety, they just said no more. We're not doing these launch devices.
Yeah, and that is the situation where it could be happening. But if you took the whole shot devices and the ride-out devices away, all of a sudden the aero would work completely differently, as you were saying, Sylvain. So it would be a major moment, wouldn't it, if that were to happen?
Yeah, in a way the aero, so the wings, if we're talking purely about the wings, that actually makes the bike more stable. We've tried it a few times, different aero packages of different wings, but also taking away the wings, as in like old school, old fashioned. And because there's so much power, the bikes are actually harder to ride. The aero, the wing, those front wings, they just guide the bike in a really nice way. So that is actually extra safety.
It's an integral part, actually, of the whole design.
It feels like the bike is more planted and guides better with the, with the front.
Harder to turn.
A little bit harder to turn. It becomes a little bit more heavy, but in some corners, especially high-speed stuff, once the bike is turned, it actually makes it really stable, and like I said, make it guide, so it makes it turn a bit better.
Quick word for your countryman. Briefly, he was inside the top 10 there, Fabio Quartararo. 3 tenths off, though, in the middle part of this session, so Fabio Quartararo trying to give the French fans something to cheer here this weekend, although they will just want a big race. That's what they'll be hoping for. Some Marc Marquez fans out in the grandstands there. But Fabio Quartararo into 11th. That's decent showing. Look, I don't know if that's a soft tyre gone straight out and done that,
but like you said, the important factor is he's only 0.3 off. That's as close as we've seen him pretty much all season. So you know Fabio will be giving that little bit extra here. He loves his track anyway, and obviously, like all riders, you love your home race. I heard Sylvain mention it in the first session. He's a very, very popular young man in France. He's a proper hero. He's on a par with the top sportsmen, the top footballers, and he's front page news. So it'd be nice for him to get a good result. The issue, as always, we've seen, unfortunately for him, is on a Yamaha you can do the lap time, but to do the lap time you need to be able to do those sweeping lines, which when it comes to race he's not able to do.
although he has said a little bit about the Yamaha just not turning this year, hasn't he? Like it always has done.
It's different, yeah. It looks like, I mean...
I'm back. Hello, everyone. So, off there and come over here. Hello. So, Mavi Vinales still top from Bagnaia second. Bastianini's in third place with Acosta fourth. Binder fifth. Di Gianantonio to Martin, Aleix Espargaro, Bezzecchi. Marc Marquez now to 10th, but he's now back out on the circuit doing a few more laps like he needed to do. So it shouldn't be too long for him to start coming up with the goods. But yeah, we're here. Hello, everyone, for the MotoGP. So Mark's down by about a 10th of a second, but this should get him comfortably inside the top 10. He's out there on old, mediums and soft, so this might tell me it's bike one. Binder. Lap time cancelled for exceeding track limits. Bagnaia as well, just having a few bits of work done inside that third sector, but lost a bit more time. We'll check that out. Make sure it's A-OK. So just to confirm to you, because not many people know exactly what's happening right now with MotoGP, for the next few races, we're showing practice and qualifying sessions live on Twitch only. The sprint race and the sprints and the Grand Prix, they'll be on normal YouTube live. That's to avoid issues for the Indy 500 and Le Mans, because, you know, Dorna aren't exactly being nice. So just to make sure everything runs smoothly, that's why the practice sessions are delayed, and the races will be live. That's what's happening at the moment. So don't worry, everything live on Twitch, which is apart from the sprint race tomorrow. That'll be, yeah, that's on YouTube. It's complicated. Just stay with us here for practice. That's where you need to be. So Mark did not improve on that last lap time. It was 1:31.613. Slight improvement, but not actually enough to get him up there to ahead of Marco Bezzecchi. So improved time, not position, unfortunately. Brad Binder in 5th place. He's running smooth here as he exits up towards the line. And does he go faster? No, stays in 5th position. Martin's down by 52 thousandths of a second as well. So there's a slight data issue there as well. Fingers crossed they're going to keep this one held up together nicely, otherwise we're all in trouble. As the situations continue to fall. Yeah, just got to make sure everything's running smooth. Martin's up 24.987 in that second sector. So this is looking quite interesting, isn't it now? Martin exits the last two corners. Should predictably go quite quick. Does go fastest. 1:31.305. Great stuff there then from Martin. 54 thousandths quicker than Vinales. In fact, just for an instance here, take a look. The gap between them all. Quite an interesting run, because we've got 19 riders once again separated by less than a second. 0.998 for Zarco to Martin. That's such an impressive run around, isn't it? That is scarily impressive on the Delta mark. As we come up with the sectors. Okay, I think I've just seen another issue that's come through. Martin's fastest again in that second sector, so he's not giving up at all.
The worry is always that if you get a more normal size rider who's 5'11" and weighs 11 stone.
So just making sure everyone knows where we're going for MotoGP. 0.023 up at the moment on the deltas, so there are improvement times. Everyone watching on at Gas, happy with what they're seeing here. Martin, lap time cancelled for the 30 for exceeding track limits. That's Takiki Nakagami. Martin down by 0.089 of a second, so he has not improved on the overall deltas. Mark's back in the pits after, on that bike, staying in 10th position, not improving on the time that he wanted to. He needs to change to bike 2 now. If that first bike's not set up right. There should have been a noticeable difference. There wasn't. So that kind of makes me feel, okay, there's something going on here. There's something wrong. Brad Binder goes third. 1:31.364. Binder improving massively on the mark. That's better. Yeah, okay, now we're watching Binder with some scuffed leathers. P3. Everyone's still half in the pit lane as well with 23 minutes to go. It's not exactly the rush out I was expecting to happen. They're all being a bit too nice with each other, a bit too quiet. I know that's a horrible word to say, but it's confusing me as to why they are being like that. Yeah, Bagnaia holding it back in the pit lane now. I've lost a TV monitor up here in the comms box. There we go. Jack Miller back out on the track. He's 12th at the moment. Quartararo's 11th on his home Grand Prix. He's down in 11th position. There's so much, I don't want to say, but there's so much tension around right now. It's quite unbelievable. Some moves going on now, further back on the circuit. Whoa! Miller through the gravel at turn 1, up towards the Ford chicane, and he's our latest to go through the rally course track here at Le Mans. Just straight on. Wow. Absolutely no fear either there. That was complete and utter chaos. KTM really not improving, are they? Where are they all? You've got Binder 3rd, Acosta 6th, Miller 12th, Augusto Fernandez 17th. So 2 of the 4 KTMs outside of the top 10 paying positions here. Who moved? Morbidelli from 14th to 13th place, so improves up 1 place on the board. 1:31.882. Coulda, shoulda, woulda been an improvement. But yeah, not too bad on the deltas. They'll keep it together nicely. Martin 1:31.305. He's still up there. Mauro Casilli says, we'll find a solution for the summer break, but it'll probably happen even earlier. No idea as to what they're on about there. About that. Marc Marquez ready to head back out of the circuit again. Here's Enea Bastianini heading down to the garage via. Oh, and there's Jorge Martin. Can he take the sprint win again? And can he actually get a Grand Prix win? For only the 2nd time this year. Won at Portimao. Hasn't won anywhere else apart from the sprints. And he's leading the championship. It's quite mad to think that, isn't he? Not by much, though. Not by much, because Martin leads on 92. Bagnaia is 2nd on 75, so there's a 17-point gap there. Bastianini, 70 points, 22 points back. And then Pedro Acosta has 69. Maverick Vinales is 65. Vinales is 63, I should say. Marquez 60, Binder 59, 39 for Leishberger, 36 Bezecchi, 34 Di Giannantonio, the top 10. Sorry, that literally changed right in front of my eyes there. I don't know why that did that. Maybe it was a wrong graphic. Hadn't been on it for a while, so maybe it changed. Still, we've only got, what, 3, 4 riders out on the track right now? Aleix, Bagnaia, Bastianini, Aleix Spargo, Alex Marquez, Luca, Juan Mir, 5. 5 on the circuit right now. That's a joke. Why is it taking so long? Yeah, look, there you go. There's us in the pit lane. Unbelievable. Why are they all taking so long? I probably wouldn't get it if you asked me to understand it. Still wouldn't. It's all French to me. No, but I still don't know why they've didn't put them out there. Bastianini up in right. Well, sector 1 is 20.859. Sector 2, 20.998. Sector 3, 25.167. 34 thousandths down, but still, that gets him inside that top 3. Maybe even the top 2, because the gap between Martin and Vinales is 0.054 of a second. And Bastianini out of the last corner, nicely done through Rakudamon, up towards the line, and he goes second. 26 thousandths off the pace now of Martin. The top 4 separated by less than 6 hundredths of a... What, 6 100ths? Fabulous. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Yeah, 600ths of a second separate the top 4 in this field. That's Ducati, Aprilia, KTM. And people say MotoGP is dead. We've got 2 Ducatis, Aprilia and KTM, all on their factory 24 bikes, right up there. That is what I say is very, very tasty stuff. Getting towards the action point now as well of the session where everything starts to come up because Bagnaia is improving. On some deltas now. Di Giannantonio still 7th. A little bit to fight with there. Bagnaia's down by 15 thousandths. Is he going to go into this insane battle? You can see who's scheduled for Q2 and who isn't on the timing screen there. Bagnaia's 15 thousandths off as he enters Rakudamon up towards the line. And he's fastest! 1:31.235. 700ths of a second faster than Jorge Martin. This is fun, isn't it? This is pre-qualifying as well. This sounds the running order for Q1 and Q2. Now we're seeing Bagnaia through the lean angle at turn 1 there. 50-degree lean angle at 120 mile an hour. Insane, that. Bagnaia has gone fastest, in case you're just joining us again. And now Aleix Espargaro has gone fastest. 1:31.113 pulls it down to 0.122, so a tenth as well, faster than Bagnaia as he comes across the line. Outstanding lap time starting to come through here. Really are. As he tries to get it stopped. And Aleix cuts the shortcut. Well, this is turning into quite an interesting little procedure, isn't it? Really, really bizarre weekend with what we've got coming up. It's fun, isn't it? Aleix top, Bagnaia second, Martin third, Bastianini, Vinales top 5, Binder, Acosta, Di Giannantonio, Bezecchi, Marc Marquez has the top 10. So there are some little changes. As they'll fly back through. Pedro Acosta looks okay as well. Really is pushing hard now. Digi's improving, sectors 2 and 3. Costa sector 3 as well. So they are getting the deltas they need with 15 minutes to go. Costa's 47,000 down. Antonio's estimated P4, 10th down. Traffic. Digi and Acosta blocked by Augusto Fernandez coming into Recudemont. Not exactly the greatest, and several of them coming into the pit lane now. Across the line, Digi goes third, Acosta stays eighth. He got blocked the biggest. Unfortunately, couldn't move. That is annoying. That's super, super annoying. That is beyond super annoying in my book. That should have been faster than it was. Still, Aleix will be finding some more deltas soon. Mark is improving like crazy now. He's going to move up from P10 here. He'll go at least into third place. That's what the computer's predicting. He's dropped it 2 tenths. Into Garage Via. Computer's estimating him to improve 1 place. Estimating him to only go up to 9th. Digi, however, is 2 tenths fastest on the hard front soft rear. So a really strong delta from Fabio Di Giannantonio there on the VR46 bike. Digi's hello. This is actually big lap from him. Up towards the line. I don't know why I'm sat down with a 40-inch monitor up above me. It's like don't know. Can't lower it either. Digi's looking super strong here as he comes into that last corner. 3 tenths up. He's kept it in the lines. Digi will go fastest here by quite a margin across the line. It's a 1:30.683. 4.5 tenths faster. Pedro Acosta, who puts it in second place on a 1:31.107. Now, this is the delta time we've got with 13 minutes to go. Now, the fight is on. Mark is now 9 tenths down on that fastest time. Literally, take a look at the sectors. Huge improvement as Ralph Fernandez goes up to 5th place. Huge change around of the positioning of races here. Beyond belief right now what is happening. There's a lot to do. Wow. This is going to be insanity at this point. Is there a session tomorrow? Just thought before the sprint race starts. That's giving me a quick turnaround. It really would. Official info, lap time cancel for the 43 for shortcut. Fair's fair. Fair's fair. Would they improve? Anyone looking like they are? Acosta. Mark. Zarco, all improving. Into the line then. Up we go. And Marc Marquez is delta is 6th, 1:31.281. Zarco 1:31.574. Acosta 1:37.31. 6, 11 and 2. Mark up to 6th from 10th. Better time. Oh, and in the IndyCar, the red flags come out. Okay, that'll delay the session. Oh, okay. It's going to be one of those weeks, I think, in the broadcasts where we all go, ah. Bezecchi, 1:31.103 in 3rd position. Marc Marquez, 3 tenths down, not improving. Can't. Everyone's having some problems here in the last 11 minutes. Martin's up to 3rd. Martin puts it from up to 3rd place from 8th. Acosta now within 48 thousandths of Fabio Di Giannantonio. That's more like it. Turned it in, and the front buckling. Oh, and that was Mark off the track at turn 8 anyway at Garage Via. So there was already some delta issues. Come on, guys, what have you got? What can you produce out here? It's one of these weekends where you just don't know what's going to happen next, don't you? Bastianini. into the last corner. Boots it hard, up towards the line. And where does he go? Third. 130.798. Moves it within the 10th. Vinales. 2.5 tenths down at sector 2. He's not improving. Marc Marquez back in the pit lane with 10 minutes to go. I think you're going to see everyone coming in now for some final go-arounds. Not many of them are going to want to stay in there. Mark using the radio as they've restarted IndyCar. Oh, Vinales getting it low to the ground as he bunches up towards the line. Does he get into the top 10? He's P4. 131.006 for Batmav. Quadraro's P9. He's through at the moment. Bagnaia is actually the rider at risk. That's the most insane thing right now. Goes fourth. 130.971. 9 minutes to go. So, let's stand up. Get a little bit more action in this commentary box. Yeah, it's a Digi, 130.683. Quadraro comes across. Oh, and that is one of the Prima Pramacs. Franco Morbidelli through the gravel area at the top of the hill. So just running it straight on and down. Got on the exit curb and through the rallycross he goes. That's a similar sight we've seen, haven't we, for the past couple of years. Funny when I sat down in the commentary box, heat rises. And it's a muggy day and that light's on me. So it is a bit warm already in the commentary box. It's nice and sunny out as well. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts in the commentary box for Friday. Not often you'll see me do that. Martin's looking improvements as well. Up by 42 thousandths of a second. Bagnaia, he's fourth fastest but down by a tenth. So he's not improving. Martin's in. He might just have a time here. As he comes into Recudemont, the penultimate corner, up towards the line. And Martin goes fastest on 130.531. Much better lap time there for Jorge Martin. Just keep swimming. What can Mark do on the deltas? That's the question as well.
So much quicker than MotoGP. Bagnaia improves again, but stays in fourth place.
It's Espargaro that was 1 to P1 when he first put his soft tyre. He's now in 10th.
Yeah, he is down in 10th position as well, losing a lot of delta. 131.113. I've opened up the back of the door of the commentary box. It's too hot. So, some small signs of improvement. Not too bad. Mark moves back in. Another brilliant lap for Martin. Yeah, 30.5. I have him back in the pit lane at the moment. Let's hand it over to the world feed.
You think Binder up there. Jack Miller is in 7th as things stand. Pedro Acosta, the fastest of the KTM gas bikes. So Marc Marquez rolls it out for a second go at this one now. Outside the 10 to go through to qualifying 2. As things stand, 6.5 minutes remaining as he heads out. A used front tyre, the hard front that he used moments ago, I should guess.
Better feeling than that. Used front, so it's a little bit running already, so that will give you a bit more confidence
to attack.
And then the new soft in the rear, the grip, that extra grip that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Love it.
Perfect combination. And it'll will allow him to, and the other riders that are doing it, to attack turn 3.
Yeah, low fuel load. The bike is going to feel awesome. Bike's going to stop better as well with that extra, little bit less weight, less fuel. And that extra rear grip actually not only makes the corner exit better and side grip, also helps in the braking zones because the engine brakes and the rear brake work better. You got more grip in the rear, so the bike stops a little bit better. So all that put together, this is where these guys are finding the... Oh, that was... Yeah.
That's Aleix Espargaro nearly going off at the S-Blues part of the track, and it's actually put him down on the delta. was fastest sector 1 and 2 with a personal best, but now he's dropped it, so you can see why it's going yellow on the data screen alongside me. It'll still put him up there though, because he's kept it clean at Kudamon. So a few small errors won't cost him too much, and Aleix puts him from 10th to 3rd. 137.14 then for Aleix Espargaro. Much better deltas. Come on, what have you got then, everyone? What have you got to give us in this practice session in the final 5 minutes here at Le Mans to decide the running order for Q1 and Q2? At the moment, Jorge Martin, 135.31 is the time to beat. Fabio Di Giannantonio is 2nd. Aleix Espargaro 3rd. Pietro Costa's 4th. Francesco Bagnaia is 5th. Bastianini 6th. Vinales 7th. Miller 8th. Quartararo 9th. Bezzecchi has that top 10 lockout. Having to go through Q1. Raul Fernandez, Marc Marquez, Morbidelli, Binder, Alex Marquez, Oliveira, Zarco, Mia, Augusto Fernandez, Rins, Nakagami and Marini, as Raul Fernandez goes 12th, and into 11th goes Alex Rins, up from 20th place. So that puts Marc Marquez now down into 13th position as he turns into Garage Museum corner before Garage Vier at the bottom, and massive twitch from Marc Marquez, like a bouncing buckaroo on that Ducati. He got on the throttle on the exit of Museum, and the Ducati almost tried to throw him off. Pure skill kept him on that bike there. Pulled the throttle, the front dipped, and then the whole bike shook violently. One twitch at the front, then bang, everything goes moving around like crazy. Well held from Marc Marquez there. Fantastic skill. And what was his first sector time? A 20.8. So he was consistent, but not good enough. 10th off the pace of what we're seeing out there anyway. Would have put him up, though, into the top 10 if he kept that around. So Marc's going to do it all again. El Diablo is finding some time now. Fabio Quartararo, he's P10. 2.5 tenths down, but that should improve him slightly because that's going to be inside his current time. It is 2.5 tenths down, but it's P7 for the Frenchman. 130.788 on home soil, and a world champion, of course. Back in 2021, he is still on the cusp and runs off, and that's going to be only one more run for him then next time out. Marc Marquez improving ever so slightly as well as he comes to it, so they'll keep an eye on the deltas. Raul Fernandez is still estimated P9, so he's going to bump Miller from 10th position. The JMRL needs to change from the JMIR. It's really quite hard to tell on the timing screen. So lap time cancel for a couple of riders out there. No one's improved on my end of the timing screen. So yeah, there's some improvements. I'm going to snooze that ad that was counting down on the Twitch channel, because otherwise you'll miss the end. Another red flag in IndyCar, by the way. That's a busy old session. That might go longer than... That might actually clash with the Formula E that we've got coming up later. Lap time cancel for the 23 for a shortcut. Bagnaia up to 2nd. Displaces Di Giannantonio, 135.33. Across on the timings then. Just keep it slow. That's all you gotta do. Keep it nice and calm, and nobody is gonna have any sort of problems. And again, saying that, it's quite difficult to start stopping having problems at several points as well. Marquez goes 12th. That's Marc Marquez. Miller goes 5th. Acosta goes 3rd. Last flying lap for him. Morbidelli getting a toe across the line for Martin. Morbidelli breaks through up into 7th position on 137.63. Martin has got a faster sector time. Yellow flag sector 2. Someone's gone down. Oh, it's Enea Bastianini who has gone down on the deck, and that's going to spoil everybody else's lap times. I bet that's at Garage Vier, turn 8. If it's not, it'll be Museum at turn 7. We'll take a look at where he hasn't told us yet where he's crashed, actually. So it hasn't told us where he's crashed. Vinales, 12th, 4th, kicks out Bastianini. Martin, 130.388. He goes fastest. They didn't cross over that delta time. They should be fine. Binder's crashed at turn 13. Binder's crashed at Kudamon. That's it. Everyone's lap times are done. It's turn 7 for Enea Bastianini, and turn 13 and 14 for Brad Binder. Third crash of the day, second crash of the session, and that same part of the track for Brad Binder. It's exactly the same as his crash earlier on in the session. Same part. It's identical. How comical do you have to be for that? Lap time cancelled for yellow flags for these, well, for 73, 31, 31, and the 5. Checker flags out. Marc Marquez just gets another lap time in to try and scrape through. Pedro Acosta goes into third. The green flags are out. So Marc has one more lap to try and push it through. Oliveira and Augusto Fernandez have failed. So Zarco. So has Marini. Quartararo, he's P10. We know Binder's out. We know Bastianini's out. Add them to the list. And Marc Marquez, despite saying the fast first sector, has thrown the lap away. Down at Le Castellet, something has gone wrong. And into Museum, Marc has backed out of the lap. Marc Marquez will have to go through Q1 in the French Grand Prix tomorrow morning. And this is what happened. Turning down to Garage Vier, runs it wide. And he knew it was gone long before he got to the apex at turn 6. Ralph Fernandez in 12th. He's out of it. Bagnaia might go fastest here. Computers putting him 13 thousandths faster. Reynolds isn't improving. No one's improving. Binder's out of it. Alex is out of it. That's it. No one's improving. That is it. Alex Marquez and Nakagami were the last two. Nakagami has had his lap time cancelled, so is Alex Marquez. That's it. And Bagnaia can't improve. We have our order for qualifying for the French Grand Prix. Going through Q1. Hang on, what's happened to Enea Bastianini here? On a replay, yeah. Just run it wide a little bit. Oh, it's just on the curve. Just got that lap time through. So, here it is then. French Grand Prix. Martin fastest, 130.388. Then it's Bagnaia, Acosta, Vinales, D'Antonio, Miller, Aleix Espargaro, Morbidelli, Bezzecchi, Quartararo. That's the top 10 who automatically progress to Q2. Out and having to go through Q1. Bastianini, Ralph Fernandez, Marc Marquez, alongside Rins, Oliveira, Augusto Fernandez, Binder, Mir, Alex Marquez, Zarco, Marini, and Nakagami. There's a replay at turn 7 at Museum. Just the front dipped away for Enea, and it spiraled him through the gravel. Martin top as Marquez can't secure a top 10. And your headlines for the French Grand Prix. Martin, though, here at the Bugatti circuit at Le Mans for MotoGP's French Grand Prix. A new all-time record at this track, a 130.388. The top 2 in the championship go forward. What will tomorrow bring? You can join us on Twitch for live coverage of qualifying and delayed on YouTube. The sprint race and the Grand Prix live on YouTube as well. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next time. Martinator does a wheelie in front of the fans. The French Grand Prix party's just begun. Martin takes first blood on Friday. We'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.